All right.
Are we on?
I believe we are on.
All right. When this doesn't record, remind me to punch you in the face next time I see you. And with that being said, greetings, TFYLP Nation. This is episode 3009 of TFYLP. I am your dangerously creative and impulsively, uncontrollably handsome host, Rick Alvarez. With me is Christian Roussel.
Hey, everyone.
Jim Bloch.
What up?
Peter Chavez.
Forever Destron.
And Lucas Bacoma.
Hey.
I was talking to the guys before the show, and I thought that today would be a great day for us to do the show in Spanish. So let us know what you guys think. If we get enough posts and replies, then we're going to switch over to a different language. Trying to expand our base here.
I vote that we do an episode in Espanol, only if we can get a special guest like Edgar Wold.
I mean, I'm the only one who's fluent in Spanish as far as I know. Peter, you're for it, right?
I know a few words, and I've got Google Translate. I mean,
so you need that. Great. So, as you can see, I'm in my basement. I'm in the vault. Making progress. Almost done with the ceiling. I see Christian has cases full of stuff. So either he sold stuff or he just moved.
It's a little bit of both. They're all empty right now. I paid one of my dad's students to come light them back in September, and that's where we are on that.
Right. Great.
He said he's coming next Saturday to do it finally, and I'm like, okay.
Based on the secret jets on your poster, I just assumed the cases were full of like Ghost Starscream variants or something.
That is a good assumption. I didn't know you could do that with this angle. Cool.
Oh yeah, it looks powers of deduction.
Right. So today we're missing our host Duran. He's our regular guy hosting the show, but he's busy with some family stuff, and he probably will be back next week. So shall we start with ouch, my lord?
It sounded like you were pretty excited to do that, so yes.
Oh, I was just trying to think, what would it be in Spanish? Ay carajo, mi billetera.
Yeah.
Which is a lot Spanish. So I'm going to go first because I'm the handsomest. And I did post this on this page. But I got this.
I'm so jealous.
I remember at Hasbro we were throwing these out. And I couldn't take one.
Really?
So I went to meet wrestler Kelly the other day. Lovely lady. And as I'm walking out to the car, there's like this little flea market, and I look over, and the store is selling gift baskets. And they had this in the front. And they had no business selling this. I didn't know what it was. And it had a sticker that said, "Make offer." So I gave him an offer. And he says to me, I want $540 for it. I'm like, no. He's like, if you look online, they sell for about $400 or $500. I'm like, no. I'm about $150 on it. So I finally ripped him down to $200. So for $200, I'm pretty happy with this. This is the Dark of the Moon Leader Ultimate Class Display Prime. Quick history about this toy. It's very different from the first toy that was prototyped. The Optimus is basically the same, but the trailer is completely different. Originally, the trailer, because we didn't know how it was going to look in the movie. So the trailer opened up and it had a rotating cannon. Like you press a button and the cannon would rotate 360 degrees, light up, and make noise. And Optimus would sit in the cannon. But that was too expensive to produce ultimately. But a prototype was made. But it never came to fruition. Instead, we made this, and I think this would be the appropriate place to display it. Inside a case where I can't touch it.
Okay. Alright.
Anyone have a wallet story this week? Peter, you look like you want to say something.
I always have an my wallet. Then part of it I'm going to hold until Ron gets back, and some of it I'm going to give now because it fits into what we are going to have as our topic for the day. So we had Thanksgiving last week. Was it last week? Yeah. And last week or something. And so everyone had their sales over the weekend, and I wandered to all the Ollie's Tuesday morning, Five Below type stores in my area. And managed to mop up most of the alt modes that I was missing, most of the Tiny Titan changer guys, the RID Tiny Titans, just ad nauseum. I got about 40 figures. And I got them all for $1 to $3 a piece. Because that was what I was willing to spend on those. Because, they don't do very much. But they're all in storage now. They've been filed away. But aside from that, I got, at a cost that I was willing to live with, this floppy magic. It's the, for those listening, it's the Bold Forms Gladius figure, or Gladius, the Megatron, that turns into Walter P99 and Space Tank, double barrel Space Tank thingy. It is an unfinished, floppy, ill-formed, over-engineered delight. And I got it for a song, and I am super happy to add it to my collection of Masterpiece Megatrons. But again...
Which song was that?
Which
song did you have to sing it?
Oh, that's between me and the seller.
Keep your secrets on.
But yeah, so...
Black Friday, online.
Oh yeah, this wasn't for Black Friday. This was like a side gig. But yeah, I saw him as low as I think it was $50 or something online. And he's worth $50.
That's definitely $40 more than I paid for that figure.
Yeah, he needs some work. I'm gonna put some work into him. Got to change out his arm cannon. Gonna paint him up because he has next to no paint. I've got to floor polish the hell out of all of his joints because he is, like I said, just a floppy. Mystery thing. I like him. It sure grieves me to say that I like him, but I like him.
I love the G2 Green Tank Megatron, and it's like the one masterpiece that no one's trying to hit at.
Someone will get it. Someone will get to it eventually,
Like third-party guys, everyone wants to do Predator King, Optimus, and Megatron over and over and over again. Seekers. Like
the Megatron wars are pretty much over. The Optimus wars are starting. The Devastator wars, I'm hoping, are ended finally.
Well, I think they're coming to an end. And in today's topic, we'll talk about Optimus Prime, the new MP44 figure, the cost, and how costs in general affect our collecting. But anybody else have an Optimus wallet story?
Related.
Boom! I got one of those too. Black Friday.
Yep.
$100, man. Can't go wrong.
Definitely not. I was thinking I would get it for my birthday or Christmas, but which was this month. I'm like, should I get it? I don't know. And I was like, oh, $100? Yeah. Merry Christmas, birthday to me.
That's no. I think that's the last time we'll have to buy MP10.
Maybe.
James.
Yes. Yes, I have recently acquired Power of the Prime's Skids and Mudflap here.
I saw your post about that earlier.
I know,
That's
right?
hilarious.
Seriously though, I have not only got Red Guard with Pinwheel, I have also got this is not what it was, Battle Trap. I think, yeah, Battle Trap. Basically, I've been playing catch up on Power of the Primes, and I recently found them in the wild. The other two Dinobots, so I now have completed Volcanicus, including the little one as the gun.
Insect thing.
Yeah. Which has pretty much killed my wallet in the past 2 weeks.
Okay.
I have not really killed my wallet in the last couple weeks. We've got the Magic Square little huffer guy, who is a pretty neat little figure. And then I've got the deluxe, which we featured. We did a live stream earlier this week on it, but I got the little hound and flywheels.
Hey, that puffer, can you put him next to a deluxe that's in robot mode? Oh, back up. There you go. Yeah, and I was hoping it'd be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
It is a nice figure, though.
The Mech Fan toys, they came out with a Huffer as well that actually scales really well with Legends figures or with the Hasbro Legends. So that's an option as well. But this is really more for Legends collecting.
What are the chances of there being a Shafter of that? Are the Shafter Wars done too?
I certainly hope not.
I'm sure that they will remold and repaint these guys. I think they're coming out with an Art Fire is, I think, and Magic Square is also coming out with a G2 Sideswipe, I think. So yeah, they're gonna do plenty of repaints on these guys.
All right. Well, I was thinking, I got this too. Little red dot inside was an Autobot symbol. That goes for this guy, and I showed this guy off before. This is MP10 Ultimate. But the Autobot symbol, it just pegged right in there. It was $18 shipped. It just pegged right in there. I literally just put it on for the show. No glue, no adhesive. I didn't have to pop anything out. Just snapped right in place. Beautiful.
That is shiny.
Yes. And then
Make sure you got that.
My God, that is shiny.
You got it at TFYLP, right?
It is heavy. And the Matrix is solid. It's a solid piece of metal. You can smash them in the windshield with it.
Yeah.
So, I think this is like my favorite toy right now. I actually think them better than I do my kids. You want to sit down? Okay. No? Here. Hand wrap. There you go. Alright. Okay, so let's move into our main topic. The announcement of another MP Prime isn't unexpected. We all knew eventually it was going to happen. Rather than get an MP G2 Megatron tank or get a Generation Raiden, we're being hit with another MP Optimus Prime. Not unexpected. The design is following in suit with the other Masterpiece characters that Takara has been recently producing, which is very animation focused. However, pre-orders came out, and this figure is $450. So it's 50 to 55,000 yen, which translates to around $450. So to retailers, it's probably going to be in the $380 range for them to purchase. And that doesn't include shipping for them. So the profit margin is not very good for retailers.
Rick, are we sure that that's the price per each and not like a two?
No, it's definitely the price for each. A number of people have it up for pre-order.
Wow.
This is a 10-inch figure. All right, it comes with a transforming trailer. The trailer has the little docking bay, repair bay. It comes apart, and it's able to hold Optimus Prime in his flight mode. He's got the jetpack. He's got like thrusters that you can connect to the jetpack. He's got a roller. The roller has the gas tank and the hose.
Spikes, Sparkplug, and Carly, I believe.
Yeah,
all three
in there.
For Sparkplug and Carly figures.
Those weird Starscream parts.
I've heard of Spike and Sparkplug, but Carly's in there too?
Yep.
Yeah, Carly's in there. We got it's an odd thing that it comes with the Starscream head from like one obscure episode.
Megatron's Master Plan Part 2, when they do the reveal.
It's not such an obscure episode, but I just don't remember that one scene.
Yeah, it's a continuity error, though, because Starscream attacks the Autobots as they're doing their energy raid, but then Starscream is revealed to be dressed up as Optimus, So it's a toy of a continuity error. So I don't know. It's fine.
I can explain that. The one that attacked them was actually Blitzwing.
There you go. Perfect. You've done
I
it.
think that checks out. So it has a Starscream head, and it's got the little Starscream shoulders that connect to Optimus, which is just an odd piece to include with such a high dollar figure.
That's direct from the animation, though. As he pulls off the Optimus Prime head, his little shoulder vents pop up too. It's weird.
It is, but it's like one scene from one episode, and it's not like the whole episode focused on that disguise. It's just a very odd choice. But it does have an awesome battle damage head from the movie, from the animated movie. It has the side panel where Megatron blasts him and then sticks the sword in him because of Hot Rod. So I would have liked to have seen like a chest that has battle damage on it as well. But it's a great looking figure. But there is another third-party figure coming out that is $109 at pre-order right now. Stands a little bit taller and is even more animation accurate.
No trailer, though. Important to note.
No trailer, but even with a trailer, it wouldn't be $450.
No, I don't think you could get to 450 with the trailer.
So there was a meme that somebody posted, and it was a great one, where it's Takara riding a bike, and I think it's Dan Bacon who posted it. My buddy Dan. It's Takara, and they're riding a bicycle, and they said, we're going to make a new MP44 Optimus. And then the bicycle falls over, and Takara's like, it's $450. And then it's Takara like banging on the ground, going, third parties killing our industry.
A good one.
So over the last couple of years, we've seen Transformers elevate in price. We've had the Titan class figure. We had Metroplex, Fort Max, Trypticon. So it's not unprecedented that to expect people to pay more for a figure, especially for a convoy. But at $450, you're getting into like figures that are like those 1/12 like super sideshow collectible figures that are like exact replicas of on-screen appearances, right? And this is not that. And we don't know if this thing is die-cast. We can assume that the feet are die-cast because the feet are always die-cast. But we don't know that for sure. I mean, there's a lot about this figure that we don't know. And to ask $450, I feel like it's pricing people out. What do you guys think? I'm going to go to Lucas Bockelman first.
I think that the $450 price point is just too much too fast. So I think if they would have priced it even, at $350 or $400, and obviously we don't know yet what the Japanese e-tailers will be at. I think that's really the main sticker shock. Because if you remember MP10 when it first came out, I think $250. And I mean, that was a number of years ago. It didn't really drop in price until after we had the Toys R Us version and all that type of thing. So I think that, if you just look at inflation, it's inevitably going to be that. But I think just the sticker shock of, oh my gosh, like I've, Masterpiece Transformers, I think what Dinobot, I think, and the new Beast Wars Megatron are like the next highest in price, and this is an extra $100 on top of that. So I think it's really the shock, and I think that Masterpiece has almost kind of become the mainstream line for collectors at this point. And so there's a lot of people that are like, hey, this is my line now. I've sold all my Chug figures and sold all this other stuff. I'm going Masterpiece only. Holy crap, I need to now come up with $1,000 or whatever in order to afford the biggest figure, for Transformers and the biggest update. So I think it's just a shock for people, and I think by the time it comes out, that a lot of people will probably end up relenting. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of people that are going to look at it and say, you know what, like maybe Masterpiece isn't for me. Maybe I need to be collecting something else.
Well, let me counter that by saying, yes, the Dinobot and Beast Wars Megatron are expensive, but they are new tooling. They are new characters. This is new tooling, but it is a character that I would argue that most people have two of at least. They already have an MP01. They already have an MP10. They may have several MP10s. They may have a knockoff MP10 that's cell shaded or clear. So I like the way you said it. It's half a grand. It's half grand convoy. Half a grand convoy, because you're paying almost half $1,000 for a toy of a character that you already have. Peter, your thoughts?
This is certainly going to price a bunch of people out. And a lot of people, I've seen it on the boards. We've all seen it on Facebook and the boards over the past week. That they're like, that's it, I'm done, I quit, third party only or knockoff only or whatever. I know that personally, I'm getting it because I'm that nuts. I've got until August to save up for it and Megatron, and I've still got to get Dinobot. Damn it. Anyway, but yeah, I can see this turning off a lot of people or steering them toward, like you mentioned that meme. If Takara, I know it's hypothetical, but if Takara is saying that their market share is being killed by a third party, they're kind of doing it to themselves. It sucks.
Yeah, this is not the way to correct that problem.
Not at all.
Collect MP style only collect Hasbro versus Hasbro and third party. Christian, are you going to get this figure and the eventual 12 repaints?
Possibly, but I really doubt it. I mean, with that kind of price, this falls in line with like there's the flame toy stuff or the special statue stuff where it's just not what I'm looking for. And this is supposed to be a toy. We collect toys, and yet, like you've all been saying, we got to spend $500,000 on it. That just doesn't jive with me. I've been thinking on an annual basis around this time of year, I think about getting rid of all my Masterpiece stuff. I don't know why it's this time of year. I don't know why it's always Masterpiece, but it is. And this coming out at this time has made me feel like maybe it is really time to do that.
All right, so let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you specifically this question. Is there a Masterpiece figure that, if it were announced today, would make you stay and not ever question selling your Masterpiece toys? I'll open it up to the rest of you guys.
Jazz would help.
Character.
I have no plans on selling, so this doesn't apply to me.
I don't think that there is. I think for me that it's really more about, can I get a definitive version of the characters, and honestly, like I think that between third party and everything, the thousands of other figures that have come over or come out over the last 5 years, I can pick a line and get a definitive version of the character already. I don't need Takara now.
Definitive version is also on a sliding scale. Definitive version for some people is toy accurate only. Some people it's cartoon accurate. It's all over the place. So, like, yeah, Lucas, I agree with you. In amongst the myriad of options that we have, with third party knockoff, official, you can find your flavor or all the flavors that you want, all the flavors of the rainbow. But yeah, it's a toss up. It's personal.
Jim, have you considered selling one of your kidneys to purchase the $500,000 convoy?
No, but I'm still working on trying to get that Power of the Primes Predaking. But no, I do not think I will be tackling this particular Optimus. Simply because I only have one Masterpiece, and it is the MP, whatever number it was, 9 or 8 Grimlock. That was signed by Greg Berger back at SlagaCon, and I don't know. I haven't seen a Masterpiece figure that has really made me go, hey, I want to start Masterpiece when we've got Classics, Generations, Combiner Wars, all these other lines that are effectively filling that same gap, that same need. I mean, I understand there's a difference in quality, difference in accuracy to the cartoon, to the toys, what have you. But for instance, like Volcanicus here, the Dinobots from Power of the Primes, those are practically the spitting image of the G1 toys with better articulation. I mean that's fine for me. So as far as that Optimus, no, I don't see myself spending 450 bones. Now, as far as a definitive character that I wouldn't mind seeing a Masterpiece version of, I'm gonna have to go with a Quintesson Judge, the Five Faces of Darkness. I would love to see a Masterpiece version of that. Have the little laser beam for him to stand on, whatever. Rotate the Five Faces. Maybe have him transform into one of the Sharkticon guards or something, or maybe Alpha Q from Energon. I mean, I don't know.
You'll do what to me? Just kidding.
I was wondering if anybody would catch that. But Alpha Quintesson from Transformers Energon. But the G1 Quintesson Judge, I think, would be my pick. Or like maybe Kranix, I don't know.
It's a weird pick, but I like it.
Yeah. We have yet to get an accurate official G1 Quintesson.
Yeah.
Ever.
I would definitely want one of those too. I would need 3, actually.
I know, right?
So it's definitely a good bet that at some point, this Optimus, half Grand Convoy, will maybe like quarter Grand Convoy and come without a trailer as a repaint. Be it Hello Kitty, Kmart, Takara's been doing some weird repaints lately.
Just lately?
Yeah, the Peppa Pig Optimus, which is floating around online. So let me ask you this: $250 just for the convoy, no trailer. Are you in? Peter
Tougher, but maybe.
250, you said?
250.
Yeah, it's tougher than ruling out the 451, but maybe.
No, because I could pay about that much and get the MP10.
MP10 is still a great toy. It's
sure.
MP01 is a great toy.
It
Right.
is.
It's
The
dated.
MP10 has the trailer though. You said
Not all. Well, yeah,
Not all.
yeah,
the Toys R Us, it came with the trailer.
yeah. So I'm just sitting here wondering, like, why now? Why Convoy? And why not another character? I mean, they've gone Optimus Primal, Cheetor, Dinobot, Beast Wars, Megatron. There's other Beast Wars characters to focus on, right?
Transmutate.
There's still, Trailbreaker, Hoist, that eventually, are going to...
All the mini bots.
Other Dinobots.
They haven't done Inferno, have they?
They did Inferno. It sucked.
They've done Inferno.
Did they?
Grapple, Artfire. I think the time is right for Hashtag to do a new MP Grimlock. I think people would definitely be into that. That's my opinion.
I'm not sure people would be into it unless they really committed to do the team.
Yeah.
Because we've been bamboozled before, and now we've got the fans' toys and Gigapower. If they're going to try and capture us back with official Dinobots, they need to do all of them.
Heckin' bamboozle.
So Grimlock would be the last one then.
The thing with Prime is Prime always sells though, and that's the reason they're doing it. If they need to, if they want to reboot the line and increase the price, I mean, he's the guy that you do it with. So a couple notes on pricing that I want to add. First off, like when I started collecting, however many years ago, I would have never thought of even spending $200 on a Transformer. I remember when the original Masterpiece Megatron came out, and I just couldn't even imagine. I was like, oh, it's over $100. Like I can't afford it. But now at this point, I regularly drop that much on several third-party figures and all that. And so I think that like everyone is different with their collecting, and at least with me, over the years or whatever, I've kind of changed, what I'm collecting and how much I'm spending on collecting and all that type of thing, where it's like, instead of spending, $15 on, a bunch of figures, then I'm spending a couple $100 on a really good figure.
it's hard for me to drop $450 on a figure that I already have, knowing that there's a slightly more accurate one for $109. When I look around and I look behind me at that gigantic mess behind me, and I go, man, for $450, I don't have this G1 guy in the box. I don't have this G1 guy in the box. I can
That's where I get stuck.
Carded. I can get these two guys carded from G1. 35-year-old figures. It's hard. It's hard for people like me who are split, who are collecting everything, versus people who only collect MP or Chug or third party. Like it's there's so many different things that pull me in a million different directions. And it's hard for me to say, all right, I'm absolutely allocating $450 to that figure. So I know I will get it, but I'm not going to pre-order it. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to hope that the price comes down. I took that gamble with Dinobot, and I lost, though. So Masterpiece Dinobot is very limited. The price has not come down. Hasbro Asia canceled all their orders, so that's what it only came out in Japan. So it's still an expensive figure to get, and there's no bootlegs of it.
Yet.
So again, I don't see the demand for it. I mean, I know there's a demand. I'm not sure that they'll print it again on a wide scale.
I think they will. I think the only Masterpiece they haven't reprinted that I'm aware of is Bumblebee. They have reprinted every Masterpiece figure, and then they've even gone back.
Did they just reprint Bumblebee this year, though?
They redid Bumblebee, yeah. They just did it.
And then they've gone back and done plus versions of figures, in addition to having reprints. Usually it's a 6 to 8 month turnaround from an initial release for Takara to go back and reprint figures.
Have we gotten Ratchet 9-Hide again?
We haven't gotten Ratchet 9-Hide. I don't think we've gotten Smokescreen either.
No. Then the weirder ones like, Clampdown.
Clampdown, Arcfire, things like that. That's gonna be a while, if ever.
Yeah. Well, we got Exhaust. So,
did get a reprint of Exhaust. That's true.
It's possible.
Yeah, for the Hasbro Asia markets, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's right.
So, Jim, you mentioned Predaking earlier, and Predaking is a figure that I held off on because I knew at some point there was going to be a Black Friday sale, and I knew it was going to come down. I held off on Predaking. I wanted it so bad, so bad, and I held off. I think it was Thursday before Black Friday. It was $115, and I almost
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim. That's the Canadian side of me.
You got me that one.
So it was, because I'm always checking. I'm always checking Amazon. So it was $115, and I almost pulled the trigger. Come Monday, it's $95 shipped. And I send that to my wife saying, listen, this is my Christmas present. Fetch. And the box is sitting upstairs. I haven't touched it. I haven't looked at it. I'm going to let her wrap it. It's just good to know that I got it for what I feel is the right price.
Yeah.
I didn't think $160 was the right price. I got it for $95. I'm happy. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of that on Christmas Day with my girls.
Yeah, I'm trying desperately to not, splurge before Christmas because, I've also got nephews and a niece I got to buy for, and I don't want to have anything get in the way of, having money for Christmas. But the biggest thing that's helped me to be able to hold off is not 5 miles from my house over in just Mooresville, Indiana. They just opened a couple weeks ago a new Ollie's bargain outlet. And I just have a feeling this upcoming May or April or whenever, they're probably going to end up with Predaking.
That's a good feeling.
Right?
I have an Ollie's about an hour away from me, and I check it out every other week. And no Cogman, no Trypticons, but I did pick up some hot rods.
Now, in that advertisement that was out last week, it only said the deluxe figure assortment. They just happened to use a picture of Cogman.
Right, and all the sites assumed it was going to be, Cogman everywhere. No, it never said that. Jim's right.
You'd be better off getting the Studio Series.
So the Studio Series Cogman, is that a new figure?
I'm not sure, but it's
a
still a
repaint.
Cogman. So, yeah.
What was that, Christian?
It's a redeco of the same mold.
Okay, so it's still got the headmaster gimmick.
Yep.
In what manner did they redeco it? I wonder. Is this?
It actually has paint now.
Oh.
So the drift is that a repaint? The
Yep.
drift coming out with that, is that a repaint of the movie, like the Age of Extinction?
It's the TLK one, the last night one.
Okay, but it's not.
It is.
So that one was also a repaint then.
Sorry, the last night drift is a remold of Age of Extinction. Studio Series is a repaint of last night.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So
That's your question.
yeah, thank
Okay.
you. So we know we have those special editions coming out, that drift with the big Dinobots, which seems a little bit expensive to me. Was it like $45?
I think it's $30.
Is it $30? Okay, well that's better. I thought it was like $45 for some reason because it's exclusive, maybe to Entertainment Earth.
Yeah, it's an Entertainment deal. I think it's $30 from them.
Okay,
I'm only paid $10 for 3 baby Dinobots. I'm good with that.
yeah, yeah, that's a fair price. You get some new parts in there.
Plus, I hope those baby Dinobots are harbingers of like Brains or Wheelie. We're getting Igor with Dark of the Moon leader Megatron, so
Nice.
little figures. I want more
So-
little guys.
Yeah, so we still need Brains and Wheelie. You're right. Yeah, and of course, we'll get the Brains with like the crutches first, missing the leg, rather than like
Sure.
a proper brain.
Whatever.
Or we'll get like what the hell was the dog's name? The Chihuahua, Mojo.
Mojo.
We'll get a Mojo before we get a Brains or a Wheelie.
Do that.
Or they'll do. Are we talking about Studio Series now? Can I share a conspiracy theory out to the world?
Go on.
Okay, so yesterday that listing came out for the new leader class movie 3 Optimus, the Studio Series that's coming. We haven't seen pictures of it, but I have a theory about that Optimus. I don't think it's a new mold. I don't think it's a leader class mold because Studio Series has been really on point about scale. Why would they abandon it now for a leader Optimus? It doesn't make any sense. So I think it's the new version of the Voyager mold, the one that combines with Jetfire, with a trailer from Dark of the Moon.
Good
I'm putting it out in the world.
I could see
needs
that.
it needs to happen now.
And using the same connector points.
Yep.
Has anyone found that Dark of the Moon Optimus, that Voyager Optimus from the Studio Series with the face? Because there's a variant on it.
Really?
Yeah, that Voyager Studio Series Optimus. There's
Right.
one with the face,
The first
and then there's one with just the face. Which I think it was on Hasbro's Twitter that they announced. They're like, go out there and get it, boys. So I don't know anyone who's
that.
So it's not just like
looks awful.
a separate thing that switches out like MP Bumblebee was.
No, it's just a different head.
Nope, haven't seen it yet. But now I have to go look.
Give
the
me your face.
You mentioned that thing about the scale in the Studio Series, but to me, the Studio Series is already off track a little bit with those KSI drones.
Just a bit.
Do we need those KSI drones?
It's pretty.
Do we care though? I'm like, I kind of want a head for my lockdown. I don't want it on a head KSI drone. Not lockdown.
But they have to have a repaint.
And there's another KSI drone coming. It's a repaint of Nitro Zeus.
Is it the KSI boss or whatever?
KSI Boss. Actually, I've got a Nitro right here. Hang on a second. I can show you. All right, so this head right here with the spikes on the side, that's the KSI Boss head, not Nitro's head. So I'm guessing it'll look like that.
Nice.
Spoiler
Now,
alert.
Nitro's a headmaster too, right? Only it doesn't
Your head
transform.
doesn't transform, but it
just
does come
comes-
off in that manner.
Nice.
Oh, who's the motorcycle that we need?
Mohawk.
Mohawk. Yeah. Great.
I would like to see a pack of him and Long Haul. Or
So-
not him and Onslaught made from the new Long Haul. Sorry.
No. So we need so to make it worth the price, we need a Mohawk and the twins packaged together. some kind of combat scenario.
I guess I do want Studio Series Twins. I hadn't really thought about that.
If they were to do the Twins in Studio Series, I would kind of hope that, since we're getting all these KSI drones that weren't actually in the series anyway, I kind of hope that they would go ahead and do the third member of the Twins and give us that smart card that never got produced.
Yeah, but that was only a concept thing. That was never on set.
Oh, that only made it to concept?
Yeah, that was never on set.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that was going to be a combiner, and that's why they each had a large fist.
I think that was the original idea. Yeah, that's in the concept. Yeah. For Dark of the Moon, the twins were actually on set and filmed, and they were
in the movie.
They're in the movie. They show up in shots in vehicle mode, driving around.
Yeah, vehicle mode though. That was
right.
That was the thing. Michael Bay had.
And they're
a thing.
in the novelization.
If you see them in robot mode, I'll pay you money and stuff. And,
oh, no money. They're not in robot mode. They're in the novelization where they die horribly.
They die nobly.
And in the script,
that does.
Read at Hasbro, they were killed at that point where Ironhide's killed. I think Ironhide gets killed first.
Right.
And
the twins are trying to save B.
They save B.
Yes.
Tell that story about the twins from the original Age of Extinction.
Oh, yeah.
At TFCon. That thing was great.
All right. So, So, Dark of the Moon, though, the twins, they didn't really have much to do except for that one scene where they die. Because of all the feedback from, Revenge of the Fallen.
They're the red shirts.
I think the only scene where they talked was in their death scene. And I think Skids gets killed, right away. Mm-hmm. And then it's, Mudflap who puts up, a little bit of a fight against Sentinel Prime. And then Sentinel Prime steps on his head and crushes it. And that's how he kills Mudflap.
Wasn't it already crushed, though?
By the way.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Age of Extinction. I've told the story before at the convention. I don't know if I've ever said it on TFYLP. But, so, Age of Extinction was it's a process to craft the story and to make a movie. And we had this idea at one point that the Lords of Deception, who were the Decepticons led by Mad Max Lockdown, before he was the Lambo, were out living in the desert, and they lived in a cave, and they had oil drums to make energon from, and they had all these spare parts that they were just trying to keep themselves functioning. So whenever they would leave their cave to go on a mission, they tap the top of their cave, you tap the top of the door as you walk out of the locker room, but there you had the heads of Skids and Mudflap hanging, and you tap them on the way out to your mission.
It's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah. So I actually came up with that. Aaron pushed for it, and then before the story even changed, it was deemed disrespectful.
To who?
It was just deemed disrespectful by higher management. I believe on the Hasbro side, it's disrespectful. So that got cut before the story even changed, before the script was even a thing.
Yeah.
So we had some other news though. It wasn't just news. We had some generations pop up. So Jim. There is a deluxe swoop coming out with a red chest.
Yes, I saw that.
And Ricochet. Woo!
There's Ricochet coming out. Yeah, so Jim, what do you do? Do you get rid of your blue chest swoop, or do you keep it?
Honestly? I think I'm going to have to switch out the blue swoop with the red one for the set of Volcanicus. The blue one? I think it's going to go alongside Rekgar and Nova Star and all them and be part of a different combiner.
Okay. See, I'm not a guy that keeps his combiners together if they weren't originally combiners.
So limited shelf space.
Yeah, so the Technobots and Terracons, they're all combined, and then I have a set loose that individual mode. But Optimus and Wheeljack and Trailbreaker and all those guys, I have them by themselves. I don't want to combine those dudes. Guys, what do you think? Are we going to get all the Dinobots? Is it just Swoop? Swoop's kind of the obvious one.
Now,
I would love to see the Gen 2 colors, especially the weirdo Gen 2 colors for the other Dinobots.
here's my idea, okay? And I don't know how crazy of an idea this might seem, but they've already said that we're getting the red Swoop along with the Ricochet. Okay, we've seen the photos of that. I would kind of expect them to do Grimlock. Who was it? Grimlock, Slag, and Snarl. Was it that was G2?
Gen 2, and each one had 3 colors.
Right, and that leaves Sludge the odd man out. As far as getting any kind of a reissue or repurpose. And I'm wondering, would they pony up the money to mold some different legs, and instead of legs have flippers
For paddles?
and give us paddles? You think
I
they'll
will
do it?
say that I don't think that's going to happen, but I will say that Sludge did have some control art at one point for Gen 2.
Right, as did Swoop.
The
Right.
actual painting of that was sitting in my office at Hasbro for Sludge, and I think that's how it made it into the Jim Sorensen, Bill Forrester book, because it was sitting in my office, and I believe that was part of the stuff that was thrown out the day after I left Hasbro.
Right.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. All
But
right.
it made it into the book.
At least it exists in the book. There was some other stuff that didn't make it into the book, but at least that got in there. I'm glad the G2 Stunticons and Protect the Bots got in the book. Their fates are also unknown, unfortunately, but at least they made it in.
Peter and I were talking the other day about the Select series and how many cool things they could do with it now. And I think it is one last chance to get G2 Defensor. It's time. All the other G2 ones were exclusives for Combiner Wars. We had box sets for Titan Returns. This is it. This is the time for Defensor.
I almost wonder if they haven't already screwed the pooch on that by doing the Inferno, that looks so close to a G2 hotspot, and then now the Wreck-Gar that looks so close to G2 Groove. Wasn't he orange?
Yeah. I mean, I don't see it that way. They did Scattershot before they did Computron, so...
Well, sure. That was kind of testing the
similar.
waters, though. That was kind of a, hey, will this idea work type of thing. That's why they did Betatron.
Yeah, I mean, First Aid is not different from G1 and G2, not really. So I think it's time. It can happen.
But then, again, you think about Scattershot versus, Technobots, gift set Scattershot.
Yeah.
So I think it can be done. I don't think it'll happen. I want it to. And with Takara reprinting Combiner Wars Devastator
And Superion.
Superion, it's like,
wait,
man,
we're getting a reissue Devastator for Combiner Wars?
reissuing Combiner Wars Devastator.
Really?
The Unite Warriors, right?
The Unite Warriors one.
Yeah.
Right.
I really, really, really want an orange or a yellow.
Yeah, that's what I would expect.
I mean, you're talking about something I'd pay $250 for a limited Combiner Wars with all its flaws, because I know there'll be a third-party add-on set later that I can get.
Of course.
$250 without a doubt. That's a figure I already have, but how many orange Devastators do we have? Do I have in my collection? One. Just the G2 version.
So with this new generation Select program they're doing through Entertainment Earth and other online retailers, are we going to see more of that? Like, I mean, do you think that they're going to pump out, quite a few figures, or are they just testing the waters for now, or what? Because I mean, that's what I'd like to see.
I'd be happy with one figure a month. If it felt something like a subscription or like a club sort of thing, if they make it feel special, one well done figure like a Stepper, like a Red Swoop per month, I will be such a happy camper.
That'd be amazing. One of the popular news sites has put out an unsubstantiated rumor that they're going to make a Combat Hero Arctic Camo Megatron out of the Siege mold. I can't find any source on that. I've asked them a couple times for it. They haven't said, but they say that one's coming too.
Yeah. Honestly, I would hope that it wouldn't be a kind of a subscription or club thing necessarily, because I mean, we've not had very good luck with such things in the past. Credit card issues and various things like that.
Not an actual club. I'm not saying that. If they make it feel like,
I see.
Entertainment Earth or the other e-tailers,
So
once a
without
month,
the credit card difficulties. Gotcha.
without the yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, with this sort of thing, I keep thinking back to when they first did the Transformer Siege survey. Remember, we had to choose between, was it like Mirage and whoever, or
Mirage
Trax
and Impact, or Trax and Needle Nose, and
those
Wheeljack
options.
and someone.
And I'm thinking that's how we're going to get the other two options that weren't voted for, is through that.
I'm done with that. They already have everything drawn up. Yeah,
absolutely.
If not the tooling.
Mirage is coming out.
Because Rick, what wasn't it you that said that they do stuff like 2-3 years in advance?
Well, they most of the time they've been doing stuff in advance. It seems lately, in the last 2.5, 3 years, that their timetable has kind of been pushed up as far as what they know they're going to do. And I think that kind of started to happen when we were just talking about Scattershot. There's a Combiner War Scattershot, then there's a box set Scattershot. So,
yeah.
Right around that time is when things seem to have sped up as far as turnaround / development time.
Okay.
Lucas, you haven't said much.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to mess with some of these sound issues that we've been having, so I switched up my headphones to try to get that to work. So, yeah, I mean, again, like as far as the subscription figures, I mean, I would love to see that myself. I mean, I really, especially with this new Siege line, that's kind of, my bread and butter. And I know a lot of people complain about all the repaints with Combiner Wars, but I liked it. And so, I mean, I think that for me, I don't really want every character done, every G1 character in Masterpiece. Like, I don't want to spend that much money. I would, for the extraneous characters, the season 4 characters and things like that, I would much rather have a Generations version, of that. And for them, if they released it through a club or whatever, I always thought that Fun Pub stuff was a little expensive for me. But if they did it to where it was, $30 a figure for a deluxe or something like that, I'd probably be on board.
Well,
oh, yeah.
I could have seen a subscription service existing at one point. Unfortunately, I think the person who would have been in charge and really been the driving force of that, he was let go recently in the Hasbro layoffs. He was also the person in charge of HasCon.
Oh.
So I wonder what the future of that will be, since that particular vice president is no longer with the company. He was the driving force behind that. And just, best laid plans, things change. It's kind of sad, but life moves on, So we know that there's going to be other Titan figures coming out.
Omega Supreme.
We know Omega Supreme's coming out. And I would bet that there's going to be another Titans figure coming out after that.
Scorponok.
I don't think you're betting Scorponok, guys.
Crazy idea. But
why do you think that?
It's just a feeling I got. It's a Decepticon. Decepticons are always a hard sell. I mean, we've had 3 already. We've had Predaking, Trypticon, and Devastator.
Uh-huh.
But I think it's a harder sell. I think it's a harder sell. Look at where Trypticon has ended up. He's
Ollie's.
$5 at Ollie's.
Right.
Guys like me who collect 1 or 2 of everything. Yeah, I waited till Black Friday, to Cyber Monday, before getting a Predaking. So
that's not everyone, though. I'm the opposite of that. I'm willing to pay full price if it means that we can keep getting big figures like that.
Same boat.
I love big figures. So, do we know what the price on Omega Supreme is going to be yet?
I would
I'm
imagine
hoping-
probably 159.
I'm hoping, yeah, it still floats under that 200 range.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
hoping.
it's probably going to be that 130-ish range that the other ones have been.
Crazy
I know
idea, though.
Predaking was more. My bad.
I'm pushing that one up.
150.
I'm thinking that one's going to be around $180, just because it's going to have the track and it's going to
Oh, of
have the
course.
rocket base.
I mean, we've already seen the prototype of the tank, so we know where they're going to go for the rocket base.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering, is this going to be the sort of thing where it was like Fort Max and Trypticon were, where they had 3 modes, or is it going to be more like Devastator and Predaking, where there's only 2 modes? Because if so, if we do have a third mode for Omega Supreme, I'm wondering if they'll somehow be able to finagle the track pieces all together into the arc.
I don't know about that.
So, I don't know.
It might be a stretch, but I'm wondering if it's possible.
Mega Supreme. That
He's
that-
already Countdown's rocket base. I don't think he needs to be another thing.
Yeah, that goes back to like the HasLab concept, which we've talked about, where HasLab did the $500 Java sail barge.
Yeah.
And yeah, I dropped $500 on it, but it's a 4-foot long ship, right? If there was a 4-foot long arc, yeah, I dropped $500 on it,
Oh, sure.
right?
I'm just saying, like if they did the arc, it'd be the sort of thing where you could have like maybe ramps or whatever, and just I don't know.
It's just a shell, But hell, if they ever did a $500 HasLab arc or a $600 arc on HasLab, and it just happens to transform into animated Omega Supreme, and it's kind of a meld between the two.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, I'm there.
that's kind of what I'm half expecting, honestly.
I don't think we're going to see that with the Titan.
We're not gonna get that. We know we got the G1 tank version coming. You look at every Titan class figure we've gotten so far. They've been very G1 inspired.
Yeah. This one's going to have the fun addition of being able to be compatible with Micromasters and all that, but Micromasters weren't a thing when the original Omega came out, so if these are able to meld those 2 bits.
Also consider too, in some of the Siege artwork we've seen the arc.
But the arc's kind of a ubiquitous thing. It kind of shows up here and there.
Well, sure. I mean, I know they're calling back to, hey, when the Exodus to escape Cybertron and find other fuel sources and that. But I can't help but wonder, if it's more than just correlation, if maybe there's something to that. I don't know.
I still think
I think there could be something to that, but
Because
not
I mean,
Omega.
they fit Ricochet into the Elita Infinite artwork, and we didn't really catch that right away.
I still think if there's another HasLab project, I think it'll be Transformers, and I think it'll be.
What about Unicron? I would love to see a HasLab Unicron. It's like 4 feet tall.
Would you though? What would you?
No.
I mean,
That would be huge.
so
I
that's
don't want that.
big figures. Unicron is a very esoteric thing. Are you gonna pay $500 for a Unicron that's 4 feet tall, or are you gonna pay $450 for an Optimus that's 10 inches tall?
Yeah.
Ooh, way to bring it back in there.
Yes and yes.
There's
Peter,
people
you
like
don't
us,
count.
Peter, that will, but we're outside the norm.
That's true. Okay.
let me weigh the options here. Okay, we've got a highly articulate, detailed, accurate semi-truck with trailer and accessories and little figures and stuff, or a giant plastic ball with fangs.
Best character ever, best-selling character ever, which is
Oh, sure.
versus a large
A ball with fangs.
yellow character that is esoteric that may or may not form a planet. Think about this. What would you rather have in your home as a talking point? A 4 foot tall Optimus or a 4 foot tall Unicron?
Wait, why are they both now 4 feet tall?
Because science.
Okay.
All right, forget 4 feet tall. What would you rather spend $500 on? A 4 foot tall Unicron or a 10 foot or 10 centimeter
Come on.
Optimus? I mean, that's it. I almost want it to be unanswered, right? I almost want it to go unanswered. But Christian, you look like you want to.
How about this, Rick? How about we just leave it unanswered and submit that for the viewers and see what their responses are?
And
I know that Christian has very strong feelings about the Unicron.
I will keep mine silent for now. Then I'll do a video update about it once we do the poll. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll make more content.
Get it out of your system now, Christian.
No. I'm good.
All right. Speaking about our fans, who wants to do sponsors? Somebody say something.
I'll do it. All right. So TFYLP. We are sponsored by Capture Prey. Great toys, great prices, great service, and now with free stasis pod holding. That means you can get free shipping after $150, but you can build up a whole bunch of little orders over time to make that, just in time for the holidays. What wouldn't be better under your Christmas tree than a stasis pod from Capture Prey? TFYLP is also sponsored by Ripped Apparel.
Oh yeah!
What? Are you singing a song about Capture Prey?
Yeah, I just made it up.
Cool, it's a good song. TFYLP is also sponsored by Ripped Apparel. If you check out with the promo code TFYLP pod, if there's not a better sale going on like there is right now, you will get 15% off your order. Yay! And finally, TFYLP is sponsored by viewers like you. You can join us on the Patreon at patreon.com/TFYLP. Is that where you find us? Not really sure about that, but thank you, viewers.
Ripped Apparel, because you need shirts to go outside now.
No, just you.
You always need a church to go outside.
Especially where I live, it's snowing.
I live in Florida. You never need a shirt or shoes.
You just got to be tan.
Are you still angling for that shirtless episode, Rick?
I think we should. I think we missed a great opportunity at TFCon when we had like 15 people sitting around the table in a room that just felt awful.
Next convention
show, and not ever address the reason why any of us are shirtless. I think that would have been great. We could have just all sat there like this, you know. But I think we're going to wrap things up for this episode of TFYLP, otherwise known as TFYLP. Let us know what your thoughts are on this debacle on Half Grand Convoy.
Or Half Grand Unicron.
Or Half Grand Unicron. I know. You could tweet us. You can Facebook us. Or you can go to our website at tflive.com. Lucas, final words.
One
Too
thing
late.
oh, man. One thing I was going to add, and I didn't add earlier, is I feel like the Soul Chojokin Voltron, I feel like that's worth the money. And if this Prime can be like that, then I'm definitely willing to spend the $450 on it. I think that's the thing that I'm not as willing to spend the money on is if it is what the current Masterpiece quality is compared to the price. I just don't see the value myself, but that's just me.
SOC figures are always great.
Am I a bad person for wanting to get the Lego Voltron set? Jim, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Well, given the speculation as far as Titan class figures, I had a thought when we were discussing like the Unicron and the Arc and everything else. What if they throw us a complete curveball and end up giving us a Titan class Skylynx?
Deep breath.
Just like a Cybertronian shuttle, and then the whatever the Lynx thing turns into.
And it attaches to Omega Supreme's rocket base.
Right. And they can market it as a Duocon. Since apparently apparently Dreadwing is also a Duocon. Apparently, I guess it's in the instructions. I don't know.
Here's the thing with that, though. If there was a
Slam Dance, let's go with that. I like that idea.
If there was a Titan class Skylynx, would the shuttle bay have to open up to reveal a little Cosmos?
Absolutely.
Why not?
Micromaster.
Yes, that would be cool.
And the giant bug and the giant bug.
Plus, it'd be able to take on Predaking in a more fair fight than the Voyager one.
Yes. Christian. Dr. Christian McEvil with your cat.
She was jumping on me and then fell down, so I captured her. I forgot what my final thought was because of that. I did capture the prey. I'll put her in my stasis pod.
You'll let us know if that guy shows up to put the lights in your case. Fantastic.
You know, if we do a show next Saturday, I shouldn't be on because it should be happening during that time.
We could live stream it.
I can live stream the lights kind of getting installed in my cabinet.
Yes. Lucas will be on with you.
Okay, can I have a final thought about Studio Series, and then you guys can kick me off the show forever? Okay, great. So, Studio Series,
Peter know we're on a podcast?
Surprise. For Studio Series, I want a Studio Series Bumblebee. I know we've got like 37 of them already, but I want the 08 concept one. Please. And now you guys can kick me off the show for wanting another fucking Bumblebee.
I've actually got the bumper to that one sitting there. The actual part.
That's my final thought. Sorry.
Honestly, that Battle Blades one from Hunt for the Decepticons I thought was pretty well sufficient.
8 years ago.
So it still holds up.
Say that, you know.
You still hold up, Jim.
We're going to try this one last time. Peter, final thoughts?
Okay, final thoughts. Prices dictate what I buy all the time. It's a fact. However, I want everything, so I will find a way to afford it every single time. If I want to spend $1,200 on a figure, I'm going to spend $1,200 on a figure. If I want to spend $450 on some masterpiece nonsense that I already have, however many Optimus Primes that I have, I'm going to do that. If I want to wait until I find them at $1 a piece at Ollie's or Five Below or whatever for the alt modes and the other nonsense that comes out, I'm going to wait. Price dictates whatever, but I'm going to get it all eventually anyway.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Rick finds a way.
Bingo.
Yeah, especially when somebody shows up and says, "Hey, I've got this big wheel sealed in the box. You know, it's this much." Rick finds a way.
Yeah.
All right, thank you everyone for joining us. Let us know what your thoughts are. Christian, Jim, Lucas, Peter. I'm Rick. We will see you next week. Hopefully, Duran will be here on TFYLP.
Take care, everybody.